All right, Pastor. All right, nigga, listen up. This shit finna get more intense. Pastor, as you know, if you follow me on Facebook, you know I've been to jail 4 times. All right? And I told you when I was in jail, I stayed into debates. You know, throughout the course of like 30 years, I stayed into debates and arguments with motherfuckers from that particular religion, talking about the snake must have been walking. That's why God put it on his belly. But see, they missing the metaphor. If God put the serpent on his belly, that was its punishment. Do you follow what I'm saying? In Genesis chapter 3, verse 15, and I repeat, in Genesis chapter 3, verse 15, God told the serpent, because you have done this, you are cursed above every beast of the field, above all the cattle. Upon your belly you shall go. All the days of your life you shall eat dust. First of all, don't no serpent eat dust. They eat dogs, rats, cats. If it catch one of us, it'll eat us. Is you listen to me? And then he said, watch this. Then he said, upon your belly you shall go. See, the serpent is always in connection with the dust realm. Its diet is dust. But you're going to find something strikingly strange. If you go down to Genesis chapter 3, verse 19, this is when he was giving the man his punishment. He told the man, he said, you'll return back to the ground. You'll return back to dust. Because from the ground you were taken. For dust thou art, dust thou shalt return. Now go back to the serpent. See, he tied the serpent to us. But don't forget, you'll never hear nobody preach on this. The serpent is cursed. We always talking about the shit that we going through, the shit that we suffering from. But I'm like, y'all missed it. The serpent is cursed. God locked it in us. I was the one on dope for 30 years. It seemed like I was the one suffering. How in the fuck is the serpent cursed by being locked in me? I was the one fucked up on dope, but watch the metaphor. If the serpent's curse is that God put it in dust, which is me, guess what it does in dust? It leaves prints. Oh, shit. Watch this. Pastor, you gonna like this one. God placed it in dust, it leaves prints. And if it leaves prints, you can study it. And if you can study it, because it only goes from right to left, see, that represents patterns, traits, and characteristics. It only moves 2 ways. Do you follow what I'm saying? If it's go left, you know it's going to go back right. If it go right, you know it's going to come back left. That represents, like I said before, patterns, traits, and characteristics. If you can study it, you can capture it. Is you with me? God placed it in dust, but now let me put it into your life by letting you listen to how I put it in my life. I remember when I first started getting high, I would go to church in my late teens. I'd go to church, call myself giving my life to the Lord, tell everybody what's going on with me, or I'm on dope and this and that, as if every motherfucking church didn't know. But every motherfucker get to clapping. You know how they do when somebody so-called turn their life over to God. Motherfuckers clapping and shit, you know. And all of a sudden I sit back down after I gave my testimony, or basically told all my business. But just watch. I'll sit back down in my seat and all of a sudden God come sit behind me and whisper in my ear, stop lying, motherfucker. And I'd be like, God, what you mean? I am telling the truth, man. I don't want to be on dope no more. I don't want to be on drugs. I don't want to be no motherfucking sorry ass nigga. I'm tired of this shit. He say, no, nigga, you're going to need the spirit of Farrakhan. And what's that? The spirit of courage in the face of fear. While you sitting up telling everybody that you got a drug problem and you're 19, 20 years old, I put it in dust, meaning it leaves prints. Why don't you tell, now this is God talking to me. He said, why don't you share with the church what the fuck you was doing when you was 5, 6, and 7, and 8, and 9 years old, when the lights would go out in your house, motherfucker? Why don't you share with the church what you was doing then? I put it in dust because you can trace it all the way back to when you was a kid, before drugs ever got in your motherfucking life. Motherfucker, you been crazy. Don't blame this shit on no motherfucking drugs, alcohol, motherfucker. That's why I put it in dust. You can trace that motherfucker all the way back to my childhood. It leaves prints. That's why he put it in dust. You can study the motherfucker. Is you with me? Give the child a chance. Give the teenager a chance. Their brains is formulated and constructed to understand these motherfucking riddles. We don't need no motherfucking songs the pastor on the motherfucking organ or on the piano showing how talented he is. Motherfucker, get a child a chance. Give yourself a chance, nigga. And come about this European ass way of teaching the Bible. Your pastor is not smart. That bitch ain't smart. He just read a book you didn't. Trying to come off as some smart, special man of God. You see, they can't do nothing with the little boy who want to get his dick cut off. They can't do nothing with these niggas out here killing each other. They say it's a church on every corner in the African-American community, but yet our community is steady going to hell. It's steady going down, but it's a church on every corner. Motherfucking pastor, you got to get the fuck out the way, bitch. You got to get the fuck out the way. You're carrying the disease of the rapist, murdering mindset that we have adopted. It leaves them, it goes to you, in you, through us. Listen, to you, through you, to us. That's why we still fucking retarded.